Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. Today we are back with our Hydroneer episode 4. So we're going to see what we can do about finding a new location for a full build, since the one that we have now is in the starting area and can't go to the full depth of the tier 1 machines. I do want to boost our pressure here though, because pressure does affect the harvester down here and the drill. The drill will fire faster with more pressure, and the harvester will give us bigger chunks with more pressure. So the first order of business is going to be we need 240 iron, and we did put some iron away, so we're going to take out of that. And we're going to go and get some pressure increasers. Not 540, 240. And I forgot to turn my mouse back down again. There we go. So we'll let that chop off. We'll take that with us. Now, something I did want to test. I really want to build in where the forge is, because I haven't built there. And the difference is, out here everything is depth, and in there everything is also depth, but it's depth going back instead of going down. So I want to build in there, and I'm going to try to see if it'll let me get the cart down in there. I'm hoping it will, but unfortunately that means it's going to be a bit of a slow slog over there. So there's a couple of achievements that you can get up here by the forge, actually. And I mean, you're going to have to come up here to make the machines anyway. So we can only buy those first 2 machines. Anything further we're going to have to make, and I want to have 5 of each tier running. You can get significantly more, but honestly 5 of each tier gave me more than enough material and money to not really have to worry about anything. And the way that I have this planned in my head, whether or not it works, is going to determine what we do. So this here is how you get stuff down there. So we can send this down, and we can send our money down. So we're going to need money too. I hope I have enough. But I want to see if we can get a cart in here, because anything that you send up from the conveyors down there is going to fall out here, and you can park a truck under it, which works great. The problem is, if you're trying to cart stuff back and forth while you're down here, it's a bit of a downer. My cart's still attached. Looks like we got the cart down here. Excellent! That's going to make life so much easier. So there's the forge. And then over here is going to be where we actually build. And there is a store over here. There's a store straight ahead, but we're going to go down. So we're just going to leave the cart here when we leave, because we're going to use it to ferry stuff around in here. So if you jump off the side here and step in lava, that will also give you an achievement. Sending things down that initial chute will give you an achievement as well. And there is a little way back up over there, so you're not completely screwed. So this here is the plot that we're looking at, and this one you don't dig down, you dig back. And there's 2 sides to it. The water's over here. I'm hoping to try it over here. And here's where your stuff comes out when you dump it. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is take our money up and buy the blueprints that we need to craft. I'm going to start with the pressure ones, because we need that now. And we're going to hold on and hope that we can get the others as well. There we go. That should get rid of the twitching of the mouse cursor there. Yep. Alright. So see, he's got conveyors down here. He's got piping down here. He's got everything that we could possibly need down here. I just didn't want to have to haul it back and forth all that way that we just went one item at a time. Scales, helmets, pans, tools. They're all tier 2 tools though. He even has repair kits. So we could easily set up down here just with what he has. The only thing he's really missing is the logic. But that's okay. So the first thing that we're going to take is going to be this guy. So that is mandatory. And we can easily afford that. We can easily afford all 3 of these. So that's the harvester, which is the macerating thing. And this is the drill. So now we have the blanks for all 3 of those. Do-do-do, do-do-do. So we'll send this stuff back topside. What you got? You want a dagger? We can get that for you. And then the descriptions on how to use this thing are over there. But honestly, it's not that hard. You put your blueprint here. You take your goods up here. Plop them in there. And you can mix in this crucible. Pull the lever. It makes whatever your blueprint was and spits out any excess materials. There's actually an Easter egg over here for another streamer, like the one under the truck for Dre. There's one over... Whoop, I fell through. Those pancakes up there on the ledge. Oh, that was actually convenient. Haha. I'll take it. Okay. So we're going to head on back up to the store and throw our 3 blanks in here. If I'd have been thinking, I would have just left the card up there. I'm just impressed it let us bring the card in here. That's going to make this much more viable than I originally thought. I thought there was going to be a lot of running back and forth with a single item. And that's just not true. So we're going to throw you in here. I'm going to throw you in here. And we're going to throw you in here. Groovy. I am going to leave the cart over here at the forge, which means I'm going to have to hoof it all the way back, grab the truck, and come all the way back again, unfortunately. But at least the cart will be over here for that. So this is our tier 1 harvester. This is our tier 1 drill. And then this is our intake boosters, they're called. So it's 60 iron per intake booster, and the pipe can hold 4. So I brought enough iron to be able to make 4. So there's our booster. I don't trust that grate after having just fell through it. So we're going to take our remaining iron. We're going to dump it out again. Rinse and repeat. Our last one, provided I mathed right, which, even money, is going to not give us any material back because I tried to get it precise with our fancy new saw. But we'll see what happens. I can't remember if this is 3 or 4. I think it's 4. It was 4, I hope, because we're out of iron. Okay, so for now we're going to leave this guy here. So everything that we just sent should be up where we would have parked a truck. You know, I didn't know that you could jump with the cart attached. I wonder if you could put the cart in the back of the truck, because that would make life easier in some aspects as well. So the RGB lights take 3 values. They have 9 digits that you can input. But it works on the RGB scale. So the first 3 digits are R, the second 3 are green, and the third 3 are blue. Which means that if we just want a generic white light while we're down there caving, we can make it 255, 255, 255. A black light would be all zeros. And for the interim, you would have to find a color picker that translates. I wrote one a long, long time ago when I was early in my college for my programming degree. I wrote a color picker that let you slide sliders to get the 3 different colors in the mix that you wanted, and then would also give you the hexadecimal values for them, specifically because I was writing it to use specific colors for web pages. And you can use RGB in HTML, but it really doesn't like it, so I tried to use the hex instead. It's a lot more friendly. But I made it. So we need you to actually be as if you're placed. And then we're going to... Okay, one there. One there. Oops. One there. And one there. And that should be all 4. Yep. So now we're going to use the hammer. And we are going to nail these to the piece. So then when we grab this, we've got them all with us. And we're going to connect it. And then we're going to nail it down. Now we should notice, notice the speed increase? We're actually approaching something similar to Tier 2 at this point. But also, the chunks are coming faster, even though the conveyor's moving faster, which should have made the spacing between them slower. And that's because the drill drills faster, the more pressure it has. Let's see, everything's going real great down here. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so how much iron do we have currently? Currently we've got 1,200. How much did I figure we needed? We need 1,600, and we're at 12, so we're getting there. Now as far as the gold goes, we're going to use this batch for money. So let's see. How much are you worth? So the ruby's worth 434 hydrocoin. The sapphire is worth 864. And this one's worth 1,900. So we're going to go ahead and use that to generate as much money as possible. That's what we want. Got those 2 in place. Grab our blacksmith hammer. And there's a ring that's going to be worth a pretty penny. Alright, so while we wait for that to accrue, we're going to see about a little bit more fishing, because we still never made it all the way up to lobster. So this is where things start getting a little weird. So we need to catch a monkfish and a swordfish. And the highest percent chance for those is the Tier 4 fishing rod. So after we catch the swordfish, we could use the Tier 5. Excuse me. But the Tier 4 actually has a higher percentage for it. And remember the way that we put these in, that's 1, 2, 3, and this one's 4. So we are after a swordfish and a monkfish. Oh, were you a monkfish? Yeah, there's our monkfish. So now all we need is the sword. And we're in business. I apologize. I know this is boring as hell. But we have to do something to waste time while we accrue material anyway, so... I could have bought the plot and started hollowing it out, I suppose, but we're gonna have to do this anyway to get up to the prince. There's our swordfish! Well, that didn't take as long as it could have, I suppose. Excellent. So now, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna put our fishing rod back up. Should probably sell these while I'm out, huh? We're going to take the truck this time, just so I'm not running everything back and forth by hand like we did last time. I believe we can sell our fish right here. Yep. Demand's low, but who cares? At least we don't have to truck it anywhere else. So there's an achievement for doing that for the first time, and there's an achievement for making 100 grand out of those. What I did is I just made a really expensive ring. I think it was worth like 200 grand, and took it to the stock exchange in Bridgeport. Because that way I got both achievements at the same time, and then I didn't have to fool with it. Alright, whoop. Swordfish. For rod number 5. And this is the rod that we will use for catching the shark. It has the highest % chance for the shark, even though we're going to have one rod better. Rod number 6, which is the other one that's going to fall out, is the last important rod other than the achievement for getting all 8 rods. So this rod has the highest chance to catch lobsters. Okay, so in order to get our rods up here in order, we're going to have to put this one up first, even though it's the one that we're going to be using. And we're going to put this one up. And we're going to take this one back down. Keepers. Sellers. Now what's our iron look like? Oh, we are at 1600. Okay. So now we just need a little bit more money. It's only 3 grand so far. Let's see what we're at with the next round of fishing. So we are after a shark, which is a darker fish with a blunt head. Yeah, I know it's not the best way to earn a lot of money. We actually have this running behind us. I'm wasting time while we would build up some resources to try to make our next section. And we actually have enough now. Excellent. Alright. And we need to catch the lobster for the Princess Quest. So that's going to go back up and in. But yes, it is incredibly bloody boring. And it makes me very disappointed. I'm not going to sell these right now. So yeah, we're trying to get the achievement for all 8 pulls and get the 2 lobsters, one for the quest and one for, what's-his-face, to let us pass the shelving. Alright, I'm going to come over here. So, we are headed to the forge to try to set that up as our next building site. But I want tier 1 tools down there. so that I can set aside what's tier 1 and what's tier 2. Without having to actually count blocks, I can be lazy and just mine until it won't let me mine anymore. Alright. Thank the Lord there's no fall damage in this game, so we can just Geronimo off the side here. I think... Yep. So this will give us our tools to start. Thought that I left the cart down here. Apparently I left it up by the forge itself. Yeah, it's gotten quite a bit better since then, from what I gather. I've played a little bit. I've got about 80 hours into the game at this point. I did a bit with the logic upstairs at the other site. Just some things that I had found and tinkered with to make more efficient. But at this point, it's just building the builds. I absolutely love the challenges for mentally designing things. But the flying about doesn't really happen much anymore, at least not that I've experienced since I've been playing. But it apparently was a very, very real problem once upon a time. So we should have enough for 5 drills. For the love of all that's holy. And 1 harvester. No! Please work with me. It's gonna make me do this the hard way. Yep. Oh, right. Forgot my iron. Let's grab our iron. Come back up here. So all of that's going to wind up outside, and we're just going to pick it up from outside and drop it right back inside, and it's going to put it down by our build site. So this makes 3, I believe, and we wanted 5. You know what, just in case, because I'm worried that I lost count, let's make the harvester. Because if we don't have any left after the harvester, then that means that I'd already made 5. Because I was not counting like I should have been. Nope, yep, that was 4. Okay. So this should be the... Well, let's not make another harvester. I don't know if this has to be centered or not. I'm just worried that it won't work the way I want it to. And then we should have 0 iron left. Perfect. I actually counted something right. If somebody wants to write that down in a calendar somewhere, I would be very appreciative. Alright, so here's our water for this area. And for this, we can't go down. We have to go back. I'm not sure what our contour on the side here looks like. I'm hoping... Oh good, it goes up quite a bit further than I thought. Because this build's going to have to be raised kind of like the one at the starting area was. So a full repair kit setup is about 8 grand. was hoping that by going back instead of down, it would make this particular part a little bit easier. I don't know that easier is the right word. I think different. Different is the key operator here. So ideally, and we can use tier 2 to channel out for piping. I don't care if the piping goes back there. I just want to make sure that the machines will do what they need to. Of course, it would help if I didn't use that. Well, let me place it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a shovel full of dirt back here, I think, for each one of these. Right like that. I was hoping that we could use the rake trick that we used in the starting area, but it's not cooperating. We want them on when they get their power. And come on back. 3. So now we have at least 2 more. Okay. Oh, that might not work. Are they all off center like that? Yeah. Well, let's try going in from the front. Those two cooperated. Oh no! There we go. Alright, and we'll get our 5th one up. Okay, so we're gonna have piping that comes like so, which is going to be specifically to carry the goods afterwards. Yeah, we can make that work. So we do all straights, and then our eyes are here. So if we do another curl and curl, we might be able to get away with that. Then we wouldn't actually have to take this all the way back around. I mean, we could, but we wouldn't have to. So we're going to need two tools here very shortly. I'm not actually going to finish that one off yet. I think this is going to go there like that. I suppose we could do one of these number. We might be able to make that work instead. So next time we will finish planning this out and purchase the rest of our tools. We did not get as much accomplished today as I had hoped, but we did get enough stuff for our repair setup and enough stuff for our other equipment down here. I don't know. I might have to add some more over here just to have room for the repair setup, to be completely honest. We might have to drag this back. Yeah. We're going to have to extend this back. Use a little bit of extra pipe just so we can have a repair apparatus. That's alright. We will make it work, but we are well on our way to getting an actual setup up and running. We already have our 5 machines. And our other stuff, the whole time we've been fooling around with this, our other stuff has been manufacturing for us. So we're going to have quite a bit of money and iron the next time that we go to visit. But yeah, so we will work on prettying this up, getting this up and running. Next episode, this is going to be a bit more time consuming than the first build was, just because of what it is. I mean, we had to hollow all this out. But we are well on our way to an actual setup and not just a holdover to get us established. Because we couldn't have made these without the iron we got from that first setup. I mean, 1600 iron hand panning, just not going to happen. And we've got money, so we can buy more pipes and get this laid out. We can buy our tools. And we'll have more money when we go back to our base. So that's where we're at. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, I know this episode was very boring and I apologize. But please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will be picking back up to next episode to finish off this part of the Tier 1 build and hopefully get enough materials going so we can start our Tier 2 build, which is going to connect directly into this. This pipeline's just going to keep going back and back. Alrighty. You all have a fabulous rest of your day, and we will see you next time.